Hello everyone, it is Sweetcup AG, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some fun things to do with your dolls for spring. Now I did the same thing for fall/Halloween, and you guys seem to really enjoy it, so I thought that I'd make another for spring. And this video took me a really long time to make, so if you guys could also please leave a like and make sure to subscribe because we would love to have you here. Now let's get on to the first thing to do. So the first activity that I have for you today is making a doll-sized Peep. And so to do this, you are going to need some air dry clay, or you could get the clay which you bake, but I'm not exactly sure how that works. And I had this on hand right now. And then I also have some of these sculpting tools because me and my brothers do pottery. And so I just have these left over. These are not essential. I just thought that they would really come in handy. And yeah, that's about it. And then, so let's just get started, I suppose. So what you're going to want to do is basically just grab like a giant chunk of it, and you're probably going to want to get out more than is necessary. And I'm just going to kind of speed through this whole sculpting part, so you guys will be able to see that, and I'll be back with how it turns out, and I'll explain the steps after that, because I assume it's going to be a little bit boring. So let's get into that. Okay, so here I think that I got my finished result, and as you can see, I was making the bunny Peep. Now, if you guys don't know what Peeps are, they're the marshmallow candies. I mean, if you've never had one, you should totally have one. They're so good, and you can look it up if you want, but this is it. And now also I suggest that if you're going to be making more, you just trace around the outside of it once it gets hard. But as you can see, mine is not quite hard yet, so I'm just going to let it sit, and I'll be right back for how to paint it and this other really cool thing that I'm going to do with it. So I'm just gonna wait for probably about a day. Alright, so I slept that night and I woke up in the morning, and as you can see, it is fully hard now. And so this would be the time that if you wanted to make more, you would trace it, but I think that it came out really cute, and I am also going to be choosing the color pink to paint it. Now, usually the colors are pink, blue, and yellow, but honestly, you could do whatever color you want. So I'm just going to apply this, and I'll show you guys right after. Alright, now that this is dry, the thing that I was going to do, because as you might know, Peeps have that sort of like sugary texture, so I'm going to be coating it in some Mod Podge and dipping it in glitter to hopefully give it like that grainy, like sparkly sugar effect. And I just thought that this was a really cool idea, and I just wanted it to be more realistic to the actual Peep. So I'm going to brush this on and then just dip it in some of the glitter, and then I'm probably going to apply another coat of Mod Podge, which I'll explain just in a second. So yeah, let's just get on to that. Alright, so now I'm back, and it turned out so good. Here you guys can see it has like the sugary effect on it, and I actually really love that. And now I'm going to be taking some brown, and I'm going to be using the back of my paintbrush and dotting on some eyes and a nose, because it's meant to be like the little chocolate, and they're super small, so do use the back of your paintbrush. And then I will be coating another thing of Mod Podge, very like thick, to just seal it all together, and I'll show you guys the final product. So here is the final Easter Peep. I honestly think that it turned out so good, and it's like so perfect for the doll's hand, and this is honestly just the most amazing thing for Easter or spring in general, because it's just really cute, and your dolls could not use, like, they cannot have too much candy. So as you can see right now, my dollhouse is really messy, and something that is big for most humans is spring cleaning. And I know this doesn't sound like the most fun event, but it is definitely something you can do whether you have like a doll room or anything like that. So I'm just going to be going right into a time lapse. As you can see, I'm sorting everything into piles, and this is just a really good thing to do every now and again to sort out your doll stuff and organize it completely. So the third activity that I have for you guys is to dress your dolls. Now, I dress up my dolls every Easter, mostly for every holiday, because I just think that it's so fun. I dress them all up in dresses for Easter, like nice springy dresses. And so here you can see me dressing 3 of my dolls, which are Marie, Kit, and Lillian. And here is how they turned out. I think it turned out super adorable, and this is just such a fun thing to do. Also, if you own a YouTube channel, you could do a lookbook or do like a little AGSM of them showing off their fashion, and I just think that would be so entertaining. So the final project that I have for you guys is to make a DIY Easter basket. Now this is so cute. So what you're going to need is some pieces of cardstock. It can be white or it can be any color you want. As you can see, I picked these colors, and you only really need, you could use 1 color, you could use 2 or 3. I'm going to be using 3 today, but cutting all of them because I'm most likely going to be making more than the one that I show you. But I guess I'm just going to get and cutting it. Also, this is a, you can use scissors, but I'm using an actual paper cutter to make sure that my lines are nice and straight. And make sure that you have parent supervision if you are using one of these, because they are very sharp and I don't want any of you getting hurt. And so you know the thing, I'm just going to cut all of them, and you guys are going to see that right in a moment. So just hang tight and I will be right back, and enjoy this cutting montage. Alright, so as you can see, I picked 3 colors, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to lay out 5 in a row. Now if you have 3 colors like me and you want the sort of design that I'm going for, you're going to put 1 color in the middle, 2 on either side of the same color, and 2 on either side of both of those colors that are the same color as well, as you can see on the screen. And this is going to be first starting the base of your basket. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab the same color as the middle color and pick a 2 or 3 of them and tuck them under and put them over the other one, sort of like you're weaving, because obviously you know this is going to be a basket. And you're going to want to make sure that while you do this, you keep everything lined up and straight, because this is very important for the base, because that also leads into the sides. And so you're going to want this strip also in the middle so that it lines up. And as you can see, it's only tucked under 2 of them and it's laying over top of 3 of them. Now you're going to want to grab the color that's next to the other color, as you can see on the back, and you're going to be doing the exact opposite as you did the last time. So whatever color you went over, you're going to want to go under. So as you can see, I'm going to be putting it under the yellow instead of over the yellow this time. And again, it is very, very important for you to keep everything straight. As you can see, it does get a little jumbled up, but you're just going to want to squeeze them together and try to keep everything as aligned as possible. So just, you're going to have to like tamper with it a little bit and like try to figure out how it works. Also, please don't get discouraged if it doesn't work the first time. This took me forever to do, and because I made so many of them last year when obviously I didn't have a YouTube channel, so I knew I really wanted to do a tutorial on how to do them because my grandma actually taught me how to do this. But as you can see, you just line them up, and then you're going to be wanting to grab a blue strip, well, in my case, a blue strip, because that's the other color to the right or the left of the green, and again, you're going to want to have to repeat that same process of going under the ones you went over the last time and over the ones you went under on the previous strip. And so I'm just going to be repeating this on the other side over and over again. So putting a green to the left of the yellow and a blue to the left of the green. And I will be right back so that you guys can see how that turned out, because I don't want you guys waiting around here while I slowly put this together. Alright, so now you can see how it completely looks, and now like I said before, this is going to be the bottom of your basket. So if you like how this looks, then great, because this is what I'm going with. And so what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to be making squares. And now I made this one off camera already, but I am going to be showing you guys how to make a different one because I just got them already in advance. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to grab 2 strips of the color that you have and bend them in half. You're going to want to bend both of them in half. Actually, here, wait. I'm going to move this out of the way so that you guys can see it on a better background. But there we go, you bend both of them in half, and this is where a glue stick is really going to want to come in handy, and you are going to have to size it up to the bottom. So what you're going to do is you're going to bend over a little bit of it, as you can see, so that you can glue the square together. So just grab your glue stick. Ooh, 1 second, it's taking a while to get off. Grab your glue stick and you're going to want to glue it to the other bent thing. So you want to make sure to get that glue on there as well, because there have been times when it's fallen apart, and that's just really discouraging. As I said, this isn't the easiest project in the world, but it comes out so cute, and once you get the hang of it, it's amazing. Now here's where you're going to want to size up with the bottom of your basket, because it really depends on the size strips that you cut. I cut mine about the width of my finger, but as you can see, that would be way too big for the bottom. So you're going to want to size it up of where you're going to have to rebend the paper to glue it back together. So I decided that right there would be the right point, and I'm just marking it. And then I'm again going to try to line it up. As you can see, it's a bit of a wonky square, and you're going to have that. And so I'm just trying right now to get it together and line it up so that it matches perfectly with the bottom. Because if you make it too large, then it's not going to line up correctly, and there's going to be all kinds of holes in your basket, and nobody is going to want that. So there you go. As you can see, I got that good. So I'm just going to set this over to the side now, and I'm going to again grab my glue stick and glue it together. So right here, and then you're going to have your square. And so I'm also, again, going to be making more of these, but here is the main idea. I'm going to compare it again, I believe, one more time, because you want to make sure that you get it right. This is a very precise project, not trying to scare you or anything. It's so much fun. I love crafting if you're like me, so that's just something really fun to do. And so here I am lining it up still. It was a very long process. I honestly should have sped this up for you guys, but it's a very long, me just being slow. But you're also going to probably have some excess, so what I do is I snip that off, and then I'm going to be taking that little bit left and I'm going to glue it. And that's just hopefully going to keep it in place. Again, be very generous with the glue, and you're going to want to get all those kinks out of it, and there you should have a perfectly good square. And as you can see, it lines up with the bottom that we've already weaved. And so yeah, it's just going to fit perfectly, hopefully. And so I'm going to be making more of these. I'm going to need 2 more of each color. So now, as you can see, I just finished the 2 others off camera. I did a yellow and green one to correspond with my basket. And so here I'm grabbing the base, as I had mentioned before, and I'm just going to set those to the side right now because we're only going to be needing one of them. I'm going to be doing the blue one first, but again, you can use any color and you can use anything you want. And so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bend up. Well, not bend. You're going to want to sort of easily just tilt up the ones that are on the edges with the paper strip that's actually on them so that they won't come up. And you're just going to like slightly bend them up so that it will be much easier this way to get the hoop on. So as you can see, I'm doing that right now. Do not bend the ones that don't have a thing in front of it, because it will turn out really bad and you're going to have round corners, unless of course you want that. I don't know why you would, but there you go. And so now you're just going to be taking your hoop thingy, your square, and you're going to be putting it over all of the ones that you stuck up. Now this is the part where you're going to want to make sure that everything is really nice and tight and squeezed. So don't be afraid to pull on the paper a bit, because no matter what you do, it's not going to want to cooperate with you, and you're just gonna have to learn how to put up with that. So you're gonna be pulling at it for a while, and you're just going to have to nudge it down there. It really doesn't take a long time. It really doesn't. This is about like a 10-minute project if you know what you're doing. And hopefully these are good like pointers on to know what you're doing. But like I said, just fidget with it. Don't be afraid to like try to reform your square. Like the corners, don't be afraid to pinch the corners and everything else like that. And now I think that it's on pretty well. So let's get on to the next step. Once you have all of those stuck up, now you're going to want to do the exact same thing again, but backwards. So what you're going to do is you're going to slightly bend the ones that were already in. So the ones that you tucked in, as you can see, you're going to want to slightly bend back as you did before, and you're going to want to bend the ones that didn't get in the square slightly forward, because what you're going to do is you're now going to put your next square of choice over the ones that you didn't put inside the last square. And I know it sounds super complicated, but it's actually super easy. And so as you can see, I'm just bending them up. And once I get them all bent up, I'm going to bring in the square, and I'm just going to again just nudge them on, and as you're going to be seeing in a second. After you have all of those on, you're now going to be taking your last ring, and now you're going to be doing the same process as you did with my blue square, or whatever square you decide to put first, except whenever you stick the ones through, I suggest putting a little bit of glue on them so that they get stuck, because the last ring is always the hardest one to do because you're trying to get it all together. And you don't have to use glue, that's just a personal thing that I'd use just to like make it more sturdy, because if I made it, I never trust it. But this is a really like foolproof way to do it. And so as you can see, I'm just going to tuck it in, and I'll be right back to tell you guys how to finish it off. Sorry for a bit of a camera change here, but now I'm going to be showing you guys how to make that top edges nice and neat. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to need your glue stick very handy, and you're going to put a little bit of, well, not a little bit, be very generous with the glue for this entire project. But you're going to put the glue on there, and you're just going to fold the ones that are outside over and tuck them down into the basket. Now later, as you can see, these line up with the ones that is already inside, so you're not even going to be able to tell. And for the ones, and I'm just going to do them for the rest of them right here as well. So again, you're just going to put a little bit of glue, and you're going to fold it over, and I promise you, you're not able to see this, and it actually finishes the edge so nicely. As you can see, you just like nice and neatly tuck it over, and it's the most satisfying thing to see this come together. And as for the ones that are on the inside, you're going to want to put glue on them as well. And don't be scared if the other ones come up, just press them back down. And so you're going to glue that to the side, and then you're also going to be taking your scissors now. This is whenever your scissors would come in handy, and you're just going to be chopping the top off. Don't chop too much off because you still want that glue to stick, but do chop enough off that you're not going to be seeing it over the top. And so basically you're going to be going around the entire rim like this over again until it's all done. And so then I'm going to be showing you how to do the cute little handle. Now, as you can see, the basket part of my basket is all done, and there are a couple of things. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking clear gift wrapping tape, and you don't need to do this if yours is super secure, but I'm a little bit worried about mine. So I'm just going to be taping along the inside, and you can do this even if yours is secure. It's just an extra thing so that it can stand up against the tests of time, and it's also going to make sure that all of those little paper on the inside stay down and that they don't slip, making your basket loose. Because a big thing about this craft is that you're going to need your basket nice and tight so that it looks like a real Easter basket. So as you can see, I just lined that through the rim, and I'm just going to be lining that all the rest of the way around. Now, as for the rim of the basket, as I mentioned before, you're going to be taking one color that you like, or you could use the same color, and you're going to be taking another color and you're going to be gluing them together. Now, I find that doubling it up just adds for more stability, because of course you are going to want your dolls to hold it, which looks so cute, by the way. Whenever they hold it, it's just adorable. You'll see a photo at the end. But basically all you're going to be doing, it's a very simple concept. You're just going to be putting glue on one side of the paper and sticking them together. And so as you can see, you're going to be needing a glue stick, very handy for this entire project, but you just basically stick them together. And then also at this point, you're going to want to decide what color you're going to want on the outside and what color you're going to want on the inside of the handle. I find that this adds more detail, but honestly, if you want to do the same color, you could, because it looks so cute either way, and it's very sturdy. And now all you're going to be doing is again using a little bit of glue, and you're going to be deciding what side of the basket is the good side, because of course you're going to be wanting that in the front. So I decided that this side was the best side of my basket, and then I'm just going to be gluing it on. And make sure you glue it in the middle, do not glue it on the side. You have perfectly lined up lines because it's a 5 by 5 base, so just put it in the middle, and then you're just basically going to be gluing it. And also, in case you want to, again, this is not necessary, but what I do is I again put just a little bit of tape on the inside to secure it. And because as you can see, it comes loose because I already had tape down there anyways. Of course, if you didn't, you'd probably be fine. I've made them without tape before, but this I just find is more sturdy, and now it's going to stay on for a very, very good while. And that is the basket. I think that it's super, super cute, and it's just really adorable. Again, you can tuck at it and do anything you want, but I think that it's so cute and perfect. If you would also like to take your basket the extra step, you can also get some grass for it, some fake grass. Now you can make this, but my family actually has some of this left over. To make it, all you do is crimp paper and cut it in the tiniest little of things. But I love this one because it's super shiny and it's that perfect yellow spring color. And then, of course, you're going to want to fill it, and you know the perfect thing to fill it with? The bunny that I made, the marshmallow bunny that I made earlier, and that is just perfect. It's an amazing Easter little decoration, and I hope that you guys like it as much as I do. So those were all the tips that I have for you guys today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed them. I honestly put so much work into this video. It took multiple days because of all the crafts and all the processes that I went through. So if you guys did enjoy this, please drop a like and tell me what you guys thought about it in the comments down below, because I really love everything that I made, and let me know if you guys are going to be trying out some of these as well. Also, I'm very sorry if I sound a little bit off, because the reason I haven't posted in a while is because I got sick again. And I just recently got over it, so if I do sound a little bit stuffy or my throat's dry, I'm so sorry about that, and I'm hoping to be up soon. I just really wanted this posted before Easter, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be posting again. I might. It's not a definite but I am planning to spend Easter with my family, but I do have a spring break, so expect at least one video coming out of that, and hopefully an AGMV coming soon. Don't think I forgot about that. So yes, again, thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I hope that you all have an amazing day and stay healthy. Bye!